We're doing our central scouting final ranking meetings in the NHL Montreal offices. This one wraps it all up. We've stopped going to games. We'll put our list out and then the rest is up to the teams. We've put in a lot of hours, a lot of time on the road, a lot of games, and we've come to the point where we get to put it all together. But right now, we have a really good feeling about the way our list is shaping up. Hey, Yanni.
Hey, Yanni.
Hey, how you doing all?
Great, how are you?
Good, thanks. Hello.
Hi, JP.
What time for you guys in Finland? Is this a late night meeting?
4:30.
Right now, there's 7 full-time scouts. On the Zoom call, we had JP Varainen and Yanni, his son. Those are our 2 leads on the international side. There's a healthy respect for all the opinions in that room. The guys have had a chance to state their case as to which players should be in which order. This year, it's a particularly good feeling because it's such a deep draft year. Let's take a look at the overall list. We've gone around and we beat it up. I think everyone was playing devil's advocate to see if they could come up with an argument as to why Gavin McKenna was not number 1. But it was a strong consensus that he belongs at the top of that list.
I think he was impressive from day one. His hockey IQ and his ability to dictate what happens in the game. Playing at the best college hockey I've seen since I've been doing this. And as he got more comfortable with the pace, he was always play at pace, but he's jumping such a big jump from junior hockey to this level of college hockey. He started to be able to do that with more regularity and more conviction and more confidence. It just says to you he's going to be able to make that step in the NHL likely next year. So it was easy for me to have him number 1. Wasn't a question.
He's so fun to watch him play. You can't take your eyes off him. All situations, I was sad to see him go.
He was good at the start, but in the second half of the season, he just thought, okay, I have this figured out, and took it to another level.
He's going to be like, the Patrick Kane and the Jack Hughes. He's going to need a couple years before he reaches his full potential. He's the best player. But when we got to talking about the next group here, we agreed to disagree. We agreed that they're all interchangeable. We can never get the same order twice in a row. Reed, Karls, Verhoof, Rudolph is a group of defensemen. Caleb Malhotra is the top centerman. We could come out of this draft class with the top 5 or 6 teams honestly saying, we got the guy we wanted. Like, we knew we were picking 3, we were hoping this guy would be there, and he was. So like Caleb Malhotra could very well go number 2 overall.
I know we just talked a lot about the IQ with McKenna, but Malhotra has that 6th sense as well, and he's also great 200 feet. He's the guy you want on the ice when the game's on the line. He's going to get faster. His feet are going to get better. His agility is going to get better. He's got a chance to be a franchise player.
It's the package, the overall package that he brings as far as the smarts, to compete, and the natural leadership skill that he seems to have. He could be a Patrice Bergeron type of leader for a franchise. It makes him pretty attractive for sure.
When we look at the D-men, I feel like the hamster going around and around. And
Throw him in a hat.
the projections and the comparisons are of some of the elite NHL players. Nick, you pushed for Chase Reed all year. What's your selling feature on him?
Well, that's it. I think he's got a chance to be the number 1 defenseman. He can run a power play. He defends well. He's one of the guys that I think is close to NHL ready. He's got that feel for the game. He knows what the game needs, special player.
We keep going in circles as to the order. What would be your case for Karls to be in the number 2 spot?
If Reed wasn't in the Sioux, I'd make a bigger case about it. But a lot of the things that Nick said actually about Reed apply to Karls as well. For me, the difference for him is he's a little harder, he's a little heavier. We didn't expect him to do what he did.
What didn't you expect, John? What do you
The
mean?
offense.
Okay.
We knew he was a really good player. He became an offensive catalyst on that team in PG. He doesn't play a game where he manages his minutes. I've seen him be on the ice for like 2 minutes, killing a penalty, and then there's an opportunity and he goes. He's got more skill than I thought he had coming into the season, and the ice tilts when he's on the ice. Like, he's a difference maker.
I was in the boat with Karls being in the number 2 spot. He's the only guy in this class for me that I saw do Cale Makar type things with taking over a game, controlling a game. So that swayed me for Karls. But I can't argue against Reed, and this is why we're going into this telling the teams 2 to 6, one of the best player buffets you're going to come across. Just take the guy that you want. Just talk about Verho for a minute.
As a 16-year-old defenseman in the Western Hockey League, scored 21 goals. Like, that's phenomenal. He's got a game breaker sense about him offensively, the ability to jump down from the point in the offensive zone. His sense to jump into those spots is really quite elite. Almost 6'4". His vision is very good. He makes plays as well. Like, you could easily make a case for him to be number 2 as well.
And we're right back to where we were 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From 2 through 6, you can put your order. So one thing I want to ask for the room, Tynan Lawrence went from the USHL midseason to the NCAA. Huge jump. He landed at Boston University and he found his way and he just got better and better from all the reports.
He's probably going to be in the under 18.
He'll be able to showcase there.
We've seen him in that kind of environment at the Hlinka,
Arguably the best player.
arguably the best. And so he could go back and do that again, and that just muddles everything even more.
He's a hound. Like, he's just a hound. He's a gamer. Like, he's
And
a
he's
guy.
200 feet too. It's not just
100%.
not just
So-
offense.
Winning the MVP of the playoff as a 16-year-old last year, that's pretty impressive. Everything we said about Malhotra, we can say about Lawrence. He's a great competitor, thinks the game really well. He's got some Celebrini in him, so
Yeah.
he's going to be an attractive player come draft day for sure.
We weren't surprised that Anaheim took Seneca. The surprise was like that they stepped up to take him.
Right.
So we know the teams like centerman. Does anybody is going to be really surprised if somebody steps up and takes Tynan Lawrence in the top 5?
Ahead of one of
top
these
3?
defensemen?
Yeah.
I would be surprised.
You wouldn't or you would?
I would.
Although with
Teams
the-
think differently.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
We're going to move to the look at the international list. If you could take us through the top 4 players on the European list, just give us a rundown on them.
Our top 4 players are Ivar Stenberg from Sweden is number 1, Latvian Albert Smits number 2, the Finn Oliver Suvanto number 3, and now the Swedish Mikko Björk as number 4.
What's the selling feature for Stenberg?
Stenberg is, let's say, a multi-talent player, and he's pretty much a complete player, so he has very few weaknesses.
He's a dynamic skater, and the skill set is so high, so he can play with the high tempo.
How far ahead is he of other players that have come out and been high draft picks or number 1 picks?
I feel he's pretty close. He's not a big guy, but he has proven that he can play in men's games.
With Smits, it's that he's been adjusting to all the levels really well, where he's been playing either in Finnish league or under 20 or even in the Olympics and now in the DEL in Germany. And it seems that in the playoffs he's playing even better now in the DEL.
Smith's self-confidence is very high and he really takes a control.
There was actually one Finnish defenseman who also played in the under 20. He played in the Olympics and he played in the men's World Championships, and his name was Miro Heiskanen, and now Smits is doing the same thing.
Worked out okay for him.
Yeah, I guess a lot of years he would be number 1 in the European list. I believe that he is close to Stenberg. Comparing forward to defenseman, it's sometimes tricky, but he's got all the tools, and I think he's one of the most NHL-ready players already. I think he will play already next year in NHL.
Where would you think Stenberg and Smits would be in the overall draft picture?
For me, I think Stenberg is top 3, and Smits is top 5, but he has a chance to even go higher than Stenberg maybe in somebody's minds. So I think there is a chance that Smits might be the first defenseman drafted.
Or the first European drafted?
Yeah, could be both.
Wow.
How many on your list have potential to be first-round candidates? Like, how many A players would you have there?
We calculated that 8 first our players will be in the first round.
So when we're looking at the top 5 players in the draft, Stenberg and Smits are are in that conversation. The North American side, we have McKenna as a clear-cut number one. We're coming away from these meetings saying any one of those guys could be the second North American to go after McKenna. What does that make you feel when you look at the North American guys now where we're thinking they may go in the draft?
Well, knowing Yanni and JP's experience, to hear them say that about those two players, top 5 candidates, you know they're going to be in the mix for sure.
I thought it was a strong statement that Smits could be the first defenseman to go.
Right.
There's an argument with McKenna at number 1 too. That that sample size that the way he performed at the World Junior, he's a tough one to pass for sure.
Yeah.
What's in favor of McKenna is that he's just had that exceptional ability all the time at every level. It's going to be hard, I think, for any team to go by him, whoever has the number 1 pick.
You'll forever be known as.
Who's your favorite player for the draft?
For me, it's Smits.
Yeah, I agree. I like Smits.
How come he's not number 1 then?
They've been having that same discussion.
Redo.
We
No.
trusted a guy like Ivar Stenberg for the better horse to run.
Right.
McKenna, Stenberg, and Smits are kind of in the top 3 range. Does everybody kind of think it's going to be McKenna, Stenberg, and Smits in whatever order? That sounds, no? Not necessarily. You don't think so?
I think it depends on how the lottery falls.
I think
there's always going
Smits
to be
gets
some.
a ton of credit for what he's done and what he's doing and where he's going to be.
Someone's going to say this is the exact guy we wanted, no matter where
we
they
had
got
him
him.
number 1.
Well, Smits is going to be more pro-ready than some of these other younger D-men in the draft class.
And then Karls Verhoff, Rudolph, and Malhotra are also in the
According
top
to the
3 range.
Western guys.
Except for Reed, you didn't say
Eastern
Reed.
guys, it'll be another order.
Yeah, no.
Draft day's always interesting. There's 32 different draft philosophies.
The GM may want a player next year because he's needs a job next year. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a difficult but good position to be in if you're picking in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's,
You can get a difference maker.
yeah, this is deep in that regard.
This year it's a stronger group than last year and even the year before.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Thanks, Yanni. Thanks,
Thank
JP.
you. Make
Bye-bye.
good decisions. Bye-bye.
Draft day is very unpredictable. We don't know what teams are going to pick. They've just told me that the Central Scouting list out of all of them proves to be the best list to take into the draft with you. They appreciate it, but they have to live and die with their own decisions. We just give opinions. They have to make decisions and choices to draft the players. Far different world.